Ah, David. What a surprise. What happened? The horsey was behaving today. Got you to the station right away. Good to see you. Hello, Christian. Yeah, just put an H. Hello, Juanpa. Thank you. Hope you're doing well as well. Sure, Christian, go ahead. Looks like most people are enjoying doing something else anyhow. We are not as vigorous today as usually. By this time, usually we had at least 10 people. So maybe because I'm a bit late. But it's Saturday. It's not a moment. Juanpa asks Mehran, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z moment? Well, you know, Dragon Ball Z, when I was watching it with my son, we used to be into it a lot when he was much younger. But it was actually representing what I learned in university in martial arts, in Aikido, which was talking a lot about ki. And in Dragon Ball Z, the whole thing is about that power. Kamehameha and all that. So my enjoyment was to see the positive efforts of Kakarot and the whole ambience they had created to express importance of understanding universal ki, energy, and be good-hearted and do your best in things that you want to accomplish. That was basically, I guess, my attraction to Dragon Ball Z. Okay, David. Es Especinfia, which it's hard to pronounce that screen name. Says, hey Mehran, it's Sean. I've been telling everyone about you at college. Oh, delighted to hear that. What college do you go to, Sean? Says, I promise you'll be getting a lot more subscribers. I got your back. All right, cool. It's about time. You know, which college you go to? Your college probably has a radio station. Ours did, and a friend of mine was actually doing the, programs. One of the people who would do the, talk on the campus radio. So you might want to approach them as that. Maybe they want to. If it's a big university, that will help. Or big reach of their radio station thingy. Jack says hello. Hello, Jack. Emmanuel, good afternoon. Sid, M31 Estonia, the first one who actually met the protocol. What happened to you all? You forgot? What was that few sentences I put up there before anything else? It says, hello everyone, with a smile. And then it says, please make sure to let me know with every question, comment, or follow-up. 1, where you're tuning in from. 2, how old you are. 3, male or female, your gender. Thank you. Of course, my thank you is spelled as that you, which means I have to fix that, but I can't. So there you go. But nobody but Sid so far have paid attention to that. What's going on, dudes? Sid says, I hope you're well, Mehran. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. The smoothie that I made this morning with this thingy, the, what is it? The mixer thing, this apparatus, bullet something, was making lots of smell of metal rubbing on itself. I don't know what it was, but I had to put it out. I think it's old. Maybe it's time to change it. And Sid says, I have a small question. I'm falling again in the trap of missing my ex. Oh. It's a trap that you walk into because you're fully focused on the emotions that you used to have before you really became enlightened about how the actual scenario and the story and the theater and discrepancies involved in there with what you really were looking for. Because you don't focus on that, you're only focusing on the soft parts, on the pleasantries. And when you think about the pleasantries with your ex, we men, we just simply don't have a capacity to, at the same time, think about the logical things, the bad stuff that was going on, things that we weren't happy with, because we're totally consumed with the pleasure points, pleasure parts, the happy parts, especially when we are worried about something. On a weak side, we are concerned about the things that we are trying to accomplish and we don't see the result. When we work hard and we focus only on what would make us feel good, which was the pleasure parts of the relationship we had with the ex, instead of even at that moment that you need that pat on the back or hugs or whatever from your ex, you think about really what was going on that was taking you towards a deep hole, and before you fell, you got yourself out. But when you feel a little bit concerned or busy with things, trying to accomplish things, and your mind is not settled, you try to seek refuge, you try to find security. And where do you find that? It's not in front of you, but you want it, so you create it. Where? Based on what? On your memory. You already have all the files there. You rush in there, you go to the good parts, and you try to sit there and based. Say, okay, oh yeah, that feels good, that feels good. Oh yeah, I had a hard day. Oh yeah, I'm worried about these exams. Oh yeah, I'm worried about these accomplishments that I'm hoping to fulfill, this project. But now Ah, I feel, yeah. In my memory, she's there. Not her, but a circumstance, a way, a theater where I feel good because it happens to be the ex. But I needed someone to give me that assurances. And there's no one around. So I remember when she was giving me assurances, when I was feeling good and manly and accomplished because I had spent so much focus and put so much effort on fulfilling, accomplishing what I was hoping to accomplish. And that made me feel good. So all that memory exists. So you go in there and then you feel good and then you wonder, oh, I wish she was here. I miss her. Naturally you will, because that's what you think and that's what you feel. So all is about what you're going through in life, how vulnerable you are as far as neediness for some pat on the back or a woman's touch, a feeling of I worth something because I haven't accomplished really what I want to accomplish, but that pat in the back and lovey-dovey and the support and the possible care, maybe a tea in front of you or pleasantry or some support would have made you feel good. And none of that exists in real life, so you go into your memory to find it. When you go into your memory, you find all other wonderful things about her, about the ex, and you say, I miss her. Which is because you totally have ignored and incapable at that moment to focus on the conflicts and divisions, the things that actually made this thing don't work, the things that were not good about her, because that's not what you need at that moment. You need the good stuff. So you go for the good stuff because your mind is insecure, is looking for security. Where can you find it? He can find it in the order. There is no such order as you used to have, as you need it now. But where is that order? Oh, it's in the memory. So your mind goes in the memory, finds those things in order to become one with that order and feel secure. So the whole thing is about your mind looking for security, can't find it there because you haven't replaced it with another girl or another full understanding of focus, what it means for you to focus on your work, what it means to your life. You're still focusing on pleasure parts, not treating yourself seriously and treating yourself like a baby, like let me give it the lollipop that he wants, even though it's not good for it. And then you get trapped in thinking that the whole thing was good and you have lost something. There you go. Yeah. And of course, at the end of that, when you miss all that, you say, there was nothing wrong with her, so I must have done something wrong. I must have. Because you're now weak and you want to apologize. You want to apologize for no reason. And she's not there, so you blame yourself, because that blaming yourself, questioning yourself, what have I done wrong? It must have been me. It's a form of apology. A form of submitting to your desire for pleasure, as pleasure becomes your master. And it's the pleasure that you seek, but the most recent pleasure and comfort and security and the order that you received was through her. So therefore, her becomes what you seek. She becomes what you seek. It's pleasure, but you see it look like her, because through her you were receiving that pleasure, the most recent pleasure, and that's what you're focused on. And then you start blaming yourself. It must be me. Why? Because how can I call pleasure, which is the most sought after thing in life, guilty of anything? Pleasure is what I really want. So pleasure is innocent of all guilts, all roles in this whole thing. So, and because it was her that the pleasure I was receiving it through, and pleasure has no guilt, therefore she has no guilt. Therefore it must be me. And that guilt pulls you down, that I have lost something. Not that that wasn't a qualified situation for me, and she, her manners, attitude, behavior, mentality was not qualified to be in a relationship with a man with my preferences, my qualifications, my mentality, my preferences. And it seemed to me illogical what she was doing, but you don't see any of that. You see the pleasure because you seek pleasure. And pleasure has no guilt because it makes you feel good. How could you call something that makes you feel good be at guilt? That's what you want. You want to feel good in life. That's why people go towards anything, alcohol, drugs, just to feel good, because they think feeling good is the most important thing in life, which is total nonsense. If that was the case, then everybody would be going after what makes them feel good, including crazies and murderers and so on, because what makes them feel good is to do wrong things. So not everything that makes you feel good is good for you. Simple. Or good for the society for that reason. So focus on that you're giving yourself a hard time, falling into a trap, because you're seeking pleasure. Pleasure in your mind would have no guilt of any kind whatsoever, because it makes you feel good, and that feeling good was coming through her. Therefore, you think she's of no guilt. Therefore, but I don't have that old situation relationship, so it must be my fault. And then you feel sad and depressed. It's all bullshit. Open your eyes. Be with the moment. See the whole story. Don't pick up a fragment of a story that's suitable to you because that's what you need right now, and then think that fragment represents the whole entirety of that relationship and that characteristics of that woman or that relationship or that partner. When you see the whole thing, you are with the actuality and fact and truth of the matter, not what makes you be oblivious because of the pleasure that you would receive, and that's what you need. If you open your eyes, come to the moment, out of your memory, you'll be fine. Take your life seriously. You're still treating it like it's a game. You're allowing your desires for pleasure to rule you instead of having your desire, ego, fear follow you with a distance at your command. Take your life seriously. See what you have embarked on and how you have saved yourself, and continue your path. Translate what it means for you to focus on your studies, to your life, to your well-being, to your pocket, to your opportunities, to what you want to build and experience in this journey of life. And go to it. Stop being a sissy. Stop treating yourself like a kid. Take responsibility for it. Have no fear of understanding that the other side was at guilt. What guilt? Guilt of being stupid. Why? Because we've talked about it. It's not something everybody else knows. We've talked about it. The mentality is totally made her blind. And she's not thinking of herself as an entity. She's simply waiting around as a sacrificial lamb to something that she believes in. And that belief is running her life. And you, for the purpose of getting some from her, you're willing to also follow her like the sheep following another sheep. Treat yourself with respect. Get out of that. Focus on your life. Become bigger than the pleasure. become more valuable. Not pleasure worth more than you. You worth more than any pleasure. When it's detriment to your life, focus on your life. Build your life. Don't sell your life short to pleasure. That's what you're doing. Focus on your work. Get you that PhD. Get that done. Now, go to it. Listen to this when I upload it again. All right. $14 people here. I better see a 14 like here. I mean, that would be nice. This computer of mine keeps telling me, your disk is almost full. I don't know how much of it I've copied and put it on a terabyte auxiliary disk, and it still keeps giving me this. All right, let's see. Christian says, all right, so I'm going through a second breakup with the same person. Oh, the pain is real. She got a new boyfriend. The only happiness I can find is thinking the relationship won't last. Christian, remember our protocol? Please observe that. I'll get back to your question. Where are you tuning in from? How old you are? I'll be right back. I'll go to the second part of Sid. Says, do you think I can ever find someone again with whom I can create some memories? No. Do you really need me to answer that? Do you really? Really? Do you really want me to answer that? I don't think you do. Some memories with my ex. You gotta look beyond that. You gotta be bigger than that. You gotta say, I want to find someone that I can have better memories, not same memories like my ex. The ex is already exed, means gone. You finished with her because she didn't qualify. But you want somebody else to have same memories with you, like those memories that you will have with the next one will be better. But unless you find confidence in yourself, value, worth, be proud of yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I like you. You're a good man. Unless you do that, you will always be at the mercy of what you feel about the pleasure you receive from a woman rather than the quality of exchange of energy and discussions and opinions and experiences that you receive from each other. And she was okay for what she was and what you needed at the time. But you can see where it ended. It was very lucky that you got out of that. You think you're miserable now? If you're really smart, focus that you would have been destroyed in that family with her. You can't justify any and all behavior of a person or a group just because the fragment of the pleasantry that you would receive from them. If it was any situation, like if you're in a jail or somewhere in the world, that they beat you, they don't give you food, but once in a while they come and smile and say, oh, how are you doing today? And suddenly you think this, how are you doing today, represents them as so civilized, so kind, so wonderful, because you forget about every other shit that is wrong with them. You're doing the same thing here. All you're thinking about is the little niceness that she had for you and all those little things that was really suiting you well and you enjoyed it. But you're forgetting about everything else that was behind that. In other words, a soft face and pleasant words at certain times had pulled a wool over your eyes, not seeing behind all that little niceness that you would see, what was operating, what was their brain marbles frequency was hitting on. That was what really you finally got to be awakened from understanding what's behind all that. That you felt, that kindness and all that is not enough. Nothing is enough for me to fall in that hole or clan, cult. So see it for what it is, and you'll be free. As long as you don't see it, and you only focus on the amazing memories, traveling to so many countries, laying on the grass looking at the stars. Okay, all that justifies they shove something up your nose? Can you justify that? You see, you're only focusing on all these things, but you don't focus on the part that was stealing your brain away. Like the Dementors in Harry Potter, they would come and suck the life out of you, and you had no choice but giving. In such cases, you are so overwhelmed with your own selfishness, neediness, or the pleasantry, or the pleasure that every one of us is seeking, that you became oblivious to the cost of that pleasure that you're receiving. To the point that even now, that you know all the truth behind everything, that what you were about to fall in, you still think about that as the only possible way you could ever have such experiences, rather than opening your eyes. This is a big universe, so many wonderful people, wonderful women out there, and you can have wonderful experiences with them just as well. Give it time. Right now, it's time for you to focus on the task at hand. Be a man and bloody finish that project, get your PhD, then we'll talk about it. Right now, focus on what the actuality of life is with the information you have of her, how things went. No one better than you knows everything. And now, focus on what it means for you if you stay in that hole, or focusing on your PhD and getting that done to change your life to so much differences, so much better, and open opportunities for yourself. Meet many other women and find your future wife among the free, not the slaves, who have sold their mind and they still don't even know it. And you were going to follow them. So, having said that, let me move on to see what Christian has done. There it is. Christian, male, 26, USA. All right, USA is a big country. Look, Emmanuel. Emmanuel says, male, 26, Boston. Huh? Brought it to focus. USA, okay, which end? But anyhow, doesn't matter. That's good enough. Let's go back to Christian. So, Christian says, I'm going through a second breakup with the same person. The pain is real. She got a new boyfriend. The only happiness I can find is thinking their relationship won't last. And we'll get back together. But I know that's not reality. But living in that fantasy is helping. No, it's not helping. It hinders you from actually going and bringing your fantasy to reality. You want a girlfriend and you want a good relationship. If you keep thinking about this girl that is now with another boy, you won't be able to go forward and find someone who you would love more and she would love you more. So how can you go forward when you keep looking backward? you will crash into walls. You can't even see where you're going. So the best thing to do for you is to understand that your happiness is not dependent on other people's miserable feelings. You cannot sit there and hope everybody would be miserable, their relationship won't work, so you'll be happy. No, you can be happy despite of it all. You can be happy when other people are also having their own life. You just got to get over the infatuation with her. That's all. Wish her well. Free yourself. Wish her well. And wish yourself well. Go on. Nothing, one thing is not short in this world is women. All kinds. Beautiful, wonderful, wise, kind, warm, ladylike, amazing. But you must let go your dock. Cut the rope from your boat to the dock so you can go further and see what's there. How can you find what treasure is in the ocean if you're just at the dock? Oh yeah, there is one pearl here, or one, I don't know, oyster here on the dock, and there's a little pearl in it, and that's all what this ocean has to offer. No. Move forward, you will see there's a lot more stuff out there, more suitable to what you're looking for. So, move on. Just move on. Do not get stuck with what was in the past. Everything has a duration. That duration, that relationship had a duration, and that was its duration. You learned something from it, experienced something, now you're ready for a bigger game. Go on. More serious thing. Don't treat yourself like a needy person, because they will always be conditioned to be needy, and your happiness will be dependent on other people's handout. Don't. Meaning relationship, emotions, and all that. We're all human beings. Think and go this way or sideways. While it lasts is great. When it doesn't, wish them well and you move on. Achilles says, hello, Mehran. Antoine here, 51, male, LA. Thank you, Antoine. Wishing you a wonderful day, buddy. Thank you very much. Same for you, Antoine. And Sean says, I believe that's Sean, yeah? SPCINFLA. How you guys find these kind of thumbnails? God knows. Spicinfia or Spicinfla. University of Florida. I'm going for my degree in social media marketing. Ah. University of Florida must have a big radio station. And you're going for your social media marketing. Oh, really? Maybe you can help me with my social media stuff. And I already have outlets to get your name out there. I'm on the media team, meaning the radio station and news station. That's my man. That's what we're looking for. All it takes is one university to start something, and the others will hear about it, or the others should hear about it through your university maybe, or the excerpt of the interview, if they will ever have an interview with me, would be maybe sent to other universities, possibly sold to them, and they will use it. And so your maybe university gets a bit of a finances for that program, and they won't have to, do the same, or maybe they could, they would. But anyhow, that's what our name will get there somewhere. And thank you very much, Sean. I really appreciate it. That's a very serious and real move forward. I've been waiting for such things. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Sid. Yeah, I've took it off the. It's been doing that every day, making some smell out of nowhere. But most of these electrical things do. I have another thing is a mixer um, from a different company, a Swiss company, I think. And it also, when you use it for maybe a few minutes, starts smelling. I wonder, they shouldn't smell. And they smelled from the day one. It's not like they just, but I tolerated it, short uses. But today was only maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And this time, today was more. So I just opened the windows and got the smell out and put the stuff out. I gotta get a new one, I guess. I don't know. Otherwise, it's a pretty good machine. It works good. It's very convenient, and does what I want it to do. And I think they're the best in the market, or most famous. So I'll maybe get another one. So oh, really? Oh, I didn't know. Well, good thing I decommissioned it right now. It's on the balcony. And the smell is gone pretty much. All right. Juanpa says, male 23, Costa Rica. Mehran, I want to tell you something that is very shameful to me. Oh, okay. When I was 18, I met a girl, 16, on a dating website. We never met, but we had sex video chats. And when I stopped doing that, she told me I broke her heart and cried a lot. I made her suffer, she said. I've always blamed myself for that because she was minor age and we saw our bodies naked, and I know I was an adult. I have no comment on that. I don't know what to say. Obviously, she had feelings towards you, and I hope you've explained to her your feelings, and thankfully you guys were not physically in reality involved, but it's not something that I can make comment on. Let's move to, you can maybe make an appointment with me and we can maybe talk about it, see how you feel. Otherwise, it's nothing that I can make a comment on. Emmanuel says, hello Mehran, I enjoy playing with children, and at the church I go to there is a young girl of approximately 8 years of age who I find to be very cute. But for the past 2 years or so, her mother has been telling her not to play with me, even in front of me. Yes? In years back, I have been to her mother's house to read the Bible, and every time the girl wanted to play with me, her mother always prevented her from doing so. Okay? I have felt very offended by this because her mother knows me very well, and she knows that I would never do anything inappropriate. Now, the little girl doesn't even want to greet me, possibly because of her mom. Why would her mother do that? Wouldn't you be offended by this? Well, if the mother knew you as one of her Bible study students and felt uncomfortable for her daughter to play with you like a sister or a babysitter of some kind, or little older teacher, I wonder what has happened in her life that she's overly cautious when she's present. I can understand when a mother or father is hesitant to allow a young child, boy or girl, to play with an older boy. It is not personal at all, Emmanuel. It shows the level of protection a mother and father express for their child. And it is not about you, it's about a policy they have adopted to protect her, because there's so many people who are weird. They are well behaved, but they could have ulterior motives that you can never know until they actually show their real face. It is not about you. It is about teaching her not to play with the older boy, because when a boy or a girl are very young, they just want to play. But they don't understand that the older person is going through different time of their life, and there are different things that's in their mind. And if they're not of good caliber, they may do some weird which they're not aware of. They don't know. She knows you as far as reading Bible, but she doesn't know you. So, first of all, you should not even want to play with her, because she's just a little child, and you're there to read the Bible. And just pleasantry is enough, but you want to show how nice you are and how kind and respectful you are to the mother, and then therefore you spend time with the child. That's acceptable and that's respectful. But she doesn't see it that way, because she has trained her to be careful and not to be conditioned to trust older boys in this weird life that we have, weird world that we have. So it's a mechanism of defense that she has conditioned her child to adopt. And she doesn't want to bring an exception, as then the daughter would also think there are different cases that could be exception. She wants the daughter to be sure that this is the rule. Don't play with the older boys. And this goes for boys and girls. When they are children, they should not be playing with an older men, older boys. You cannot tell people's proper behavior and upbringing, their mentality, by just seeing them behaving well. That's why simply you don't want your children to play with a boy which is you know, older. And if they do, you have to be there. Just simple. And that's the condition she has created for her daughter. It's not about you. It's about the daughter to learn. And maybe she's a little bit overcautious, even though she's there when you're playing with her. And it's maybe a little insensitive, but don't take it personal. It just shows how much she is in tune with protection of her daughter. That's all. Imagine if you have a daughter and some guy comes to read Bible with you and plays with your 8-year-old daughter, and you maybe trust the guy or not, but you're still there. You don't leave him alone because you don't know. It's not like, you know, even if the guy was 2-3 years older, still the same. At that age makes a big difference. And because you don't know people just because they're pleasant and dress nicely and say hello and, you know, all that things. So don't take it personal at all, and don't be offended. Just be actually, you know, kind of pleased that she's so careful about her child. And don't think by showing interest in babysitting the girl or playing with the girl, you're showing respect to the mother. Just be there for what you want to do, and she knows you, and that's it. Don't respect her wishes, but don't take it personal. I just think don't be offended. Not at all. You would do the same. You would do the same. And you don't do it as a disrespect to the person that is there. You just do it because that's your job. Your father or your mother, I mean, not you, somebody else. And your job, number one job, is to protect your children. That's it. Don't worry about anybody else's feelings. And she doesn't either. And you would do the same. Juanpa says, I have always blamed myself for that, and sometimes I think that my last relationship made me suffer because I'm paying for what I did when I was 18. I think you're going overboard on that. You were a kid yourself, so it's not like you were 20 years old. How to cope with it, but anyhow, that's something that I'm sure you've discussed it with her, and you've recognized that, you know, it wasn't the best decision, it wasn't a good decision, and you will not do it again. Never entertain any such experiences with a minor of any sort at any time, no matter how old you are. Well, you were 18. You weren't much of a genius at the time yourself, so, but still, you should have not done it. But now you know. All right. And he says, how to cope with the guilt if I have no relationship with this girl I knew before, and I don't even know her last name or anything about it. Nah. Just the fact that you know, you're aware of it, what was wrong, and what wrong that experience was, and you will not, you learn from it, you should settle with that. There's nothing else you can do. And we have Tuan Track. It says, he cheated on me. Tuan Track. Do we have Tuan Track here before? So what is this, Two on Track? Is this a fast food service? You just come in and get your food and go. What about, hello, I'm tuning in from so-and-so, I'm a female, my age is this, a little protocol. What about it? What do you think? First time you're here, Tuan. So why don't we have that little protocol and I'll get back to your question, right? Ibzy Ibs says, hello, sir. Toronto, Canada, male 24. Oh, thank you. Hello. He says, I saw my ex yesterday holding and kissing her new boyfriend. It hurts so much, and I don't know why. Well, it hurts. What do you mean you don't know why? Used to be your girlfriend, you have emotions towards her, and you feel that way, so it's natural. What's wrong with that? You know, why is it that you don't know why? She did me wrong, and she is happy with her boyfriend. It's not fair. Well, you didn't go into that relationship for her to be the picture of fairness. She's a human being. You guys were together, then it didn't work out, so you each went on your ways, and she found a new boyfriend. What's wrong with that? Instead of sitting there watching them hold each other, you go and find yourself a boyfriend. I mean, sorry, girlfriend. I mean, if that's what you're into, I don't know what. Find yourself a girlfriend. So, says, I'm watching your videos almost every day, hoping that I'll be better. Some days I am, however, other days I'm sad and I'm missing her. I really want to get out of this because it is not healthy and it's killing. Well, you want to get out of something, you can't be sitting there and say, I want to get out of it. Just get off your ass and out, move out. Meaning, move on with your life. What's wrong with this girl having a boyfriend? What's wrong with you having another girlfriend? It didn't work out, so what? What do you want her to do? Go sit somewhere and what, cry? You're saying, oh, but she left me. Okay, she left you. So what does that mean? She's better than you? No, it just means she can't appreciate you. Like many people go into a jewelry store, can't tell the difference between a diamond and cubic zirconium and crystal or a glass. And just because they picked the crystal, that doesn't mean the diamond suddenly devaluated or is no longer a diamond, no longer good. It just means that person didn't have enough knowledge or understanding or ability to appreciate the differences and settles for this shiny thing and doesn't really understand the quality of diamond is far beyond just being shiny. Look at it this way. Look at yourself as a diamond, that she wasn't qualified to know better, to recognize the quality, which made it free for you to go and find a girl who is better, meaning can recognize your qualities and be proud to be with you, want to get to know you. Why do you think she's that important to pay attention to? Who is she? What has she accomplished in this life that makes her #1 choice for you? Why? See? You figure that out, you'll be fine. She says, please, any advice on change and how to get rid of this? Yeah, just get rid of it. Have more respect for yourself. You think she's better than you. That's why. And the only reason you think she's better than you is because she represents pleasure. You don't even know her really, but you want her. Why? Because your instinct, you're heterosexual male and you love women. It doesn't mean every woman that you're attracted to is also qualified to have your attention. It's in your gene. You pursue a female, but you have to understand, should I pursue this female? Because although it's a female and I'm programmed to follow a female, pursue a female for procreation, that's how I'm put together, is she qualified beyond her appearance to be a female? In her consciousness, is there enough things to attract me, to help me be inspired, and to be able to build a good team with her, and together to help her and she helps me, and complete each other in many things that we still have to learn in this life, or not? But you don't do that. You just go after your instinct. Now it is thousands of years past when these instincts were the most important thing. That she's a female, I'm a male, let's mate. Now you gotta ask for a lot more. She's a female, I'm a male, okay, great. But what is her mind conditioned? What is her consciousness conditioned like? Do we have things in common? Can we cooperate? Can we understand each other? Can we resonate on similar levels? Can we build things together? Can we support each other? Can we communicate properly? Can we tolerate each other? Can we share certain views that will help us to be more focused in life? These are the questions you got to ask. But today, we men behave exact same way as we did thousands of years ago. Huh? Female. Let's go. No. You got to say, huh? Female. But she qualified. There are other things I expect from a female. Otherwise, what's the difference between females? Are you telling me, disrespectful to me it is, are you telling me that all women are the same? There's no woman that actually has accomplished herself more than the other. They're all just piece of meat? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's the exact view that makes you think that all women are qualified. That means no woman is better than the other. They're all good for only one thing. That's a disrespect to women. You have to value women for what's in their brain, what's in their consciousness, how they're put together. For that, you need to qualify them. Not just run after their ass just because they're pretty. Well, most women are pretty. Almost, I should say, every woman is pretty because different, tastes, and they're all beautiful. But you got to go one step beyond that. Look for more in a woman than just being a female. Then you got something going. To me, it looks like at age 24, naturally, all you're thinking about from the point of view of your hormones, she's a female, I'm a male, so she's definitely the right girl. No. What makes girls different is why some are not the right girl for you and some are. You haven't focused on that. If you focus on that, you will see that the girl that you're humming and hooing right now, that she's with another guy, is not even qualified for you. She's not even good enough. Doesn't resonate in the same level. So you don't even want her. Rather than thinking, no, I want her because somebody else wants her. Because she's now with somebody else, so therefore she must be something. No. Have value for yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Understand what are your expectations in a woman. Does she meet them? Beyond her looks, beyond the high heels and all that. Is she a kind of a girl that you can resonate with? Can you build something? Do you two feel secure? Or are you only looking at her as the pleasure, source of pleasure? That's not right. You gotta value, respect more the women of today and expect more of the woman of today than you're just programming. All right. Tambi, hello Tambi. Tambi says, hello Mehran, hope you're doing well. By the way, I've been told that I should not forget to introduce the program and myself, so I forgot to do that. My name is Mehran, my last name is Dadbeh, and I'm author of 3 books, or 4, 3 of them here. The Breakup Pain Handbook, and Me, My Psyche, and I, Transient Thoughts and Me. These books are available on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, where you can find a little video on each book to see what it is all about. You can click on the book and table of contents will open up. You'll see what topics are covered in those books, each one of them. And then you can click further and read a sample chapter. And if you like it, you can purchase the book. The print ones, I will sign them and send them to you, and they're expensive because they're heavy. Shipment is included in the prices, and they're anywhere between $80 to $105. But since everybody wrote me and told me they want the books, but they're expensive because of the currency exchanges and where they are in the world, I invested and turned them all into ebooks. They're all same books, or something like $5.99 and $6.99, things like that. So it is very affordable, and obviously they're not designed to make me rich, but they're there so everybody can afford them regardless of the currency that is being used in your neck of the wood. We have uploads every day, and this channel has over 1,300 videos now and counting. And of course, if you wish to discuss some matters like we do here, we have live talks almost 3 times a week, sometimes more. Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays, usually 12:30 p.m. Vancouver, Canada time zone. Calculated what it will be in your own time zone. And if you wish to discuss something further with me on one-on-one, you can go on my site, click on Talk to Me for consultation, make an appointment for Skype consultation, and we will discuss what's concerning you from all around the world, every week, every day. Having said that, now we get back to our regular programming, but first I will have a sip of tea. All right, now hopefully Google algorithm or YouTube is satisfied with my including all this information in there, which I should do it in the beginning, I guess, but hey, not everything I do is right. Ibzi Ib says also, I don't understand why she would come to me when she has a boyfriend. When I asked, she hid it as well. She also said that I'm more cuter. You're more cute, you're cuter, and I have a better personality than him. Then why is she with him? Is she playing games, or just disassociate yourself with her? She obviously is not of the right mind, or she's playing with you, or whatever. Simply do not go any further. Just tell her thank you very much for your attention and thank you for the compliments, but I think it is time for you to pay attention to your relationship. In this way, I'll feel more respected than you just keep coming and back going. I'm not a doormat and I'm not a revolving door. So simply go on with your relationship, and I'll have my options, which I'm working on. That's it. End it. Does she want me to feel miserable? Women are cruel and it makes no sense. No, it's not that women are cruel. I think she's just being childish. And you are the one who should show some maturity and tell her, please don't text me and don't contact me anymore. Let her go. Ibzi Ib says, I also wished her the best on many occasions through text and in person. But it's like she doesn't want that and gets annoyed by that. Why do you care if she gets annoyed or not? You have to focus on what is good for you. What is good for you is to move on, find another girlfriend, and let her know that you can't be treated like that. Simple. If that's the case, why stay with your boyfriend? I feel it's our background. We have no future. I feel like I'm rambling on. Yes, you are. But I also have this constant comparison with people. Do not compare yourself with anyone. No one is like you and you're like no one. Simple. understand that. It cannot be, and it's not, and it's great that it's not. If I'm good enough for someone to date me, haha, I sound so feminine, but that's how I feel, like I'm inadequate. Well, that's how you feel, doesn't mean it's the truth. Thoughts often want to replace actuality. So when something comes to you in your mind, because it happens in your head, and your head belongs to you, it's on your shoulder, it's part of your entity, physical entity, you think it has credibility because it's part of you. So you think the thought that has appeared in it also has credibility. No, most thoughts are stupid. So if the thought comes to your mind that you're not inadequate, doesn't mean it has any credibility. Why aren't you inadequate? What? What does it make the other guy adequate? What? He's got 2 dicks? What is it? What is it that you guys are so hard on yourself and think just because a girl didn't want you, that means you're not good enough? Is that girl really the measuring stick of who is good, who is not? What? Is that girl Santa Claus? To know if you've been naughty or nice? Or have all girls accomplished the world of wisdom and accomplishment, most compassionate of all beings on earth, caring about children and elderly, feeding them and curing them from common cold and diseases, and giving them shelter and security and food? And have they done all these things that makes you feel that they should be the source of telling you if you're inadequate or not? What? Who are they? We're all trying to experience life and learn from our experiences and grow. At one point she thinks, okay, you know, she wants to be with another guy. Okay. But that doesn't mean you're not as good or inadequate or somebody else is better than you or anything like that nonsense. Move on. Move on and stop bitching about it. Move on with your life and get a life. Find your passion in life. Focus on building your life. Find new friends. You know, mingle among positive people and, you know, get to know them, and you'll find new girlfriends. You're just 24 years old. What do you think? Stop following the girls who are pretentious and just simply are trying to make themselves feel good by putting you down. Don't be under anybody's control. Move on. Build your life. Sid says, Salam, Mr. Mehran, my great friend. Hello, Sid. How are you? Good to see you here. Tambi says, Dear Mehran, why do women walk away from a relationships while they're still in love? Well, someone said, he who knows what the woman wants knows everything. But even God doesn't know that. That was part of a movie with Tim Allen in it, Jungle to Jungle. He was going to have his ex as his ex to sign papers for divorce, and he was supposed to meet her in the airport, and this translator in that foreign country, somewhere in South America, appeared, the lawyer, I guess, of the ex. And Tim Allen says, where is so-and-so? She was supposed to be here and sign this document. He said, well, I don't know. He who knows what the woman wants knows everything, but even God doesn't know that. So it was funny at the moment, so I hope it is funny here, but not meant to be picking on a woman here, just a little humor. Tammy says, now, could they have the capability to do so, especially when they are very emotional creatures? Well, I don't know. You can't look at women and their reasoning as totally illogical, because they are logical from where they're standing, because you're not a woman. You have different expectations from a relationship, and they have different. Your expectations may be understanding, kindness, warmth, support, communication, compatibility. You focus on, you expect beauty, sexuality, and all the other things. But they may resonate on different things. They want the love and everything, but they also may be focusing on what other things they expect, which could be different than yours. So they could walk away when you can't understand why could they? Because you couldn't. Why? Because you're tied in to the sex part only. And you hardly can move away from it because that's what you're programmed to focus on. Procreation, sex. But eventually you may get to a point that there's not enough things compatible, then you can move on. But they may be able to do that much sooner because their expectations and focus is different. And whenever they feel it's the right time, they will move away. And that goes hand in hand in a person's insecurity as well. It's not like if they're leaving a relationship, they're so brave or wise. It's also they're making that change because they feel insecure. They love, but they feel insecure. So they react to it, and they want to be far away from what makes them insecure. Not because they don't love it, but because they feel insecure even though they love it. Fear of losing it. They don't want to face that day. They escape from such consequence. These could be some of the reasons, but I don't know enough about the particulars of it. Tambi. Sid says, oh, then I wonder why, because my NutriBullet works fine. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but please don't run for more than 60 minutes in one burst. Yeah, probably that's why. Sometimes doesn't even get that. I think it's old. I gotta get a new one. Sid said, good question, Tambi. My fiancée pretty much left our relationship. Sometimes they have their own reason. My ex said her kids come first, and since I didn't get along with her kids, she left. She still claims she still loves me. That makes it hard to forget her. We got together after a breakup somewhat. She was supposed to come over to my house, but she stood me up. That's when I realized it was time to move on. I feel for you. I think it's a game women are good at. We have to make sure not to fall for it. I think she's pushing herself to forget me. It's sad, but it's true. All right, I read Sid's comment to Tambi. I guess they can read it themselves. Says Tambi, Mehran has a good saying. He says, why a donkey pisses in the street? Okay. All right, you guys can read it yourself. I don't want it to seem that I'm saying it. All right. Ibzib says, Mehran, also my ex-girlfriend is someone I don't want to lose. Well, as long as you're not prepared to lose something, you can't gain anything. Because how can you? You're stuck there. It's like saying, oh, in my boat on the ocean, on this surface, and right here. I can see beautiful fish, I can see whatever scenery I see. And then it says, but I don't want to lose it. So if you don't want to lose it, then you can't gain any other distance from here to anywhere else, and you can't experience anything else. You cannot gain something if you're not losing that where you are. You can't be sitting there and expect to be rowing. Well, if you want to go somewhere, you got to lose this place that you're parked. Simple. You got to be prepared for that. All right, I guess we talked about that. We are shrinking numbers today. Obviously, we are not getting more popular. We're getting less popular. The more I have shows for you guys, the less we get popular. Sean, move it. We're getting less popular before everybody leaves us. And this channel becomes, disappears. And Excalibur says, lol, Mehran, you skipped my greeting. I hate when the question is long and when you finish it, you lose track of where you left off. Damn YouTube limitations. Yeah, where were you? Okay, I didn't see you, I guess, or I was jumping from... Because these guys write a book, so I have to follow it to understand where the heck... Oh, there it is. So Excalibur says, hello, Mehran. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. I had a good day, but your presence makes it feel even better. Thank you, Excalibur, for the kind words. Now we're caught up. Let's go back to where we were. ILL says hello, and hello to you as well. Okay, I guess everybody's talking to everybody. I'm irrelevant. I'm inconsequential. Emmanuel says, even though it's very unlikely, for some odd reason, I often think of my ex as feeling sorry for me and regretting breaking up the relationship. I don't know why. I feel like that since she made her point very clear last time we talked. All right, that's all right. Always be proud of yourself. Tuan Track says, hi sir, sorry, female, 30 USA, my ex-boyfriend cheated on me and went back with his wife. Oops. We broke up 4 months ago, but I still miss him and love him. How can I get over this? You need to face the music, meaning you need to be honest with yourself. You need to take responsibility. The guy is married or was separated or whatever. Obviously, in your paragraph, it doesn't say that they were divorced or anything. So the guy had a wife. Maybe he already had a wife and you were his girlfriend as well. I mean, you're 30 years old. You're not a child. You know, most men want to take advantage from women in one way or another. Not all. I'm talking about most. If they're not raised properly or they're not communicating properly. So you got to see what are they, I mean, that's kind of by default in most men, let alone if you just want to close your eyes on obvious reasons that you shouldn't be with this guy. The guy is married and you're with the guy and you expect the guy to be truthful to you or to be exclusive to you. Come on, Tuan. What's going on? Are you in La La Land? You have to expect certain standards to be met. The first one is the guy with somebody else or not? Is he married? If he's not married, and then he's going back to his ex-wife that he was divorced with, well then, forget him. Move on. Why do you have to want someone who doesn't want you, or hasn't preferred you? Maybe it's a very nice person, but he's not ready. So, if he's not ready, he's not ready. If he's not ready, maybe he's not ready for you. He's ready for his ex-wife. And maybe the reason he was with you was because he hadn't sorted out with his ex-wife. Who knows? But what's important is face the fact. The fact is that the guy is not there. What do you gain by hanging around for someone who has already shown you he doesn't deserve to be with you because he has chosen someone else? That's all it means. It doesn't mean the ex-wife is better than you. It just means it works better for him. That's all. So if it works better for him, why do you want someone that prefers a different situation, different kind of relationship that is more suitable to him at that point of his life? You have to have respect for yourself and simply say, either I'm okay with it or I'm not okay with it. If it's not what you want, then simply wish him well and move on. But just move on. Don't have to wish him well. But you have to stop fantasizing that, oh, I want him. Why would you want a suit that doesn't fit you? Why would you want a dress that is not the right size or right price or right color just because there's something about it that you like? Same thing here. You like something about the guy, or you love him or whatever reason, but look at the other things around him that surrounds him. Well, he's married. Well, okay. Then it doesn't matter how much you like the suit. It's too expensive. You can't afford it. Or it doesn't matter how reasonably priced the suit is. It's not the right size. Something wrong should be enough for you to realize what you like about it cannot override what you don't like about it, or what's not suitable for you in that situation, whether it's buying a clothes or it's a relationship in this kind. The guy is married, gone back to his wife. Why would you still want him? You should have certain standards. And this guy obviously should not be meeting it, because I'm sure one of your standards is that you want a guy who's not married and has not gone back to the wife. And if he has, that should be a disqualifier. Why would you want someone that is disqualified in your evaluation? So have respect for your opinion and see it for what it is and say, okay, that's not qualified for me. I'll go for somebody else. Right? Let's do that. All right. Excalibur says, lol, Mehran, they do write a Bible long question sometimes today. Well, today everybody's writing a long one. All right. Hallelujah. It looks like we hit all the questions. Haha, none left. Well, we didn't have too many people here today, so perhaps I'll leave you alone now. Thank you very much for your time, for being here and allowing me to share this time with you. And thank you for your attention. I love you all. Look forward to talk to you tomorrow. And in the meantime, be good to yourself and the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.